Who dat?
Hey, y'all.
What's going on, y'all?
Hey.
Hey, kid.
Sound.
Better than it was.
Is it?
Better than
A little bit. He's a little quiet.
Coach T says, welcome everyone. What's up, everybody?
Yep.
Hey,
It is
Coach.
Friday. So what y'all got going on this weekend, Rachel? Kid?
Nothing. Nice, quiet, home
I'm gonna
alone.
probably paint my new shark body. My new Lexus. So I'm gonna that's what I'm gonna do today or this weekend. That works
Very
out.
cool.
Hey, let me get a shout out. We got some people on here. We got Coach C on here. We got Trail Crawlers RC on here. Rand, Jeff Young. Hey, Rand.
Hey, hang on. Don't say nothing to them. Hang on. Go ahead. Keep talking.
Hey, Mike Zilla, David Pollock. Sick. What's up, everybody?
What do you guys got going on this weekend?
Oh, look at that.
Very nice.
If somebody's on here and they think it's theirs, say me.
I was on the phone with Val earlier, and she goes, I got sharks on the porch. And I was like, what? I was slightly confused for a moment.
Yeah, like I said, I came in from work and there was a box sitting there. I said, yep, there's sharks on the porch. Yeah, y'all need to get y'all in the bus.
RC Family Shark Bus.
Anybody who wants those shirts, message me privately on my personal page, and I'll see what I can do.
Yeah, we need to come up with like a team. Everybody wear their shirts on one. We go to races. It's more than one day. Everybody's got to wear their short bus on the second day or something. That's right.
Rand, you're right.
But yeah, I don't know, man. We kind of debating. There's so much around here going on this weekend. We got there's a race in Tennessee. There's a race in North Georgia, the MPRC Racing Series. There's one in South Carolina in Rock Hill. Cody Offenbacher, Balker. He is
quick.
Yeah, he's doing a training course and everything. So in North Carolina, so anybody that shows up there on Sunday, where's that at? No. Nightdale, North Carolina. If you show up, it's $20 for track fee, just like normal on the track. Because it's running a tree. But Biscuit will be there testing, and he'll teach you anything. He says bring your notebooks.
And bring a lot of questions.
Yep, and he was hoping to get everybody to
a 1.8.
A 1.8 for the end of the day. So
I should just send my car.
I think the whole point is you learning. He wants to teach you how to do it. He's not going to do it for you.
Oh man, yeah.
Rand, Jeff Young says, do what, kid?
I said, man, yeah, I've been really RC lazy here lately, and just haven't really. So I got to get back in gear because straight line's coming up soon.
Yep.
Real soon.
Yep.
And Rand and Jeff Young says they having a night race at Knoxville Drag
They got to scream. It's pretty loud. They don't want to be deaf.
It's after 8. Good.
Okay, go ahead with your thing, but just talk to them. They didn't make you mad, did it? They ain't got to scream, man.
You making me mad.
He's on Ricky level all day.
I found the hubby.
Hey, hubby.
What's up?
Anyway, Rand Jeff Young says there's going to be a race at Knoxville Drag Strip.
Yep. Coach said Richie easy.
He thinks I'm getting knocked out.
Yeah, but I don't know what we're going to do, man, for us. I've been trying to decide, and I don't know. I'm trying to save my pennies, man, because since I know all these people are going to straight line, I really wasn't planning on going, but
grab my iPad.
Might do that. You know what I mean?
Brandon Dawson says, Killer Cam says, what's up, guys?
What's up, Killer?
Keenum, you got to get better, buddy.
Holy
Yeah,
cow!
we put off your kid and them a little bit ago, and I hate to hear that you got to have more surgery and everything. And y'all just remember Cam. Y'all pray for him. Do what you can. Hit the fundraiser.
The GoFund.
Yeah, he's got a long way to go, but we're gonna get him. He's gonna be right before SoFlo because I done said I'm gonna pay his way into SoFlo, so he's gonna be there.
Oh man, awesome! And me and him are gonna race for a shark. I can guarantee it.
Yep.
Strong will be something
Memorable.
Yeah.
memorable. It's right behind the icon. I can't read it.
Why is his skipping?
All right.
You still skipping?
He's skipping a little bit. It's better than what it was.
I'm skipping. I turned off everything because we started. Our internet is through our, and now we're actually all our cable streaming. That's all we do. So it may be hogging up the internet.
Hey guys,
on that video thing that I told you earlier, kid, you can always drop it down just a little bit more too. You know how you had it at 60, you can go down to 30, and then the next, your video might not be as good, but everything else will be all right.
I'm gonna black out just a second and then try that.
All right. I ain't blacked out since I drank that much.
I was getting ready to jump over to my other computer too, because this one is not working as well.
Hey, there's kid.
There's kids.
Hey. Is anybody?
Now you just want to mess with me.
I'll be right back, guys.
All right.
Home state race.
Yippee!
Old Paul. Where'd she
Paul.
go? She leave?
She left us.
That we got a bunch of things going on though. Kid, we got. Hey, while they're gone, I was looking up. Sean been sending me pictures of buses. He's been sending me all kind of. We're talking about this short bus, and man, the more and more we talk about it, dude. Sean, I think, wants to get like a touring bus. I want a short bus. You know what I mean? But look what Sean sent me today.
Oh, geez. That does not qualify as a short bus.
That's what I'm screaming. Because what I'm thinking is something like this. That's a short bus.
Yeah, that's a short bus. Now that's a hot rod short bus.
Yeah, I'm thinking real hard about that, man. I think that'd be cool, man, and especially like when it's king of the streets or something that's got to go across country, just pick up everybody and ride.
I think that even if it comes down to like renting a short bus somehow, some way, we need to do this at least once.
She tells me no a lot, but after would I rent a short bus or would I buy a short bus and put something on it?
Yeah.
What?
Webb RC.
See? I buy it. I done got to thinking about it like I used to think about low riders and hot rods, man. You know what I mean? I'm gonna get me one, get it painted. I want a 56. I think that's what it is, the body style that I like.
Hey, we got Heath Besser. Hey kid, Heath Besser says, "Hey kid."
No, make that bigger.
Hey.
Wade Manfish says, "Hey my people," and Quanda says, "Hey."
Y'all, hey.
Well, y'all got any news, Sean? Anything going on with y'all?
Hey, Sean, tell me when the castles are going to be here.
End of the month.
We're waiting.
They're looking at the end of the month. Is what they're currently scheduled for.
Yep, rotors and motors be end of the month.
Well, I get mine first.
After straight line.
Yes.
It'll probably be before,
Yes.
but shipping and all that, it'll probably be after.
Yeah, we'll get them before. Yeah, everybody else will get them after.
Like I said, I'm waiting on the R1, but I'll take anything at this point.
Yeah.
I have a Rockwell 3.0 for sale.
Well, I got plenty of 2 poles. So those.
That was last week, man. What are you thinking?
Last week.
Okay, smart Alec Paul. End of this month.
Look what Coach D
End
said.
of July.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Coach D
Yeah,
said,
is it?
Yes.
So, just a reminder,
Y'all come painting it
because
this weekend. I'm gonna paint this nice, pretty candy gold color with some was planned out. It's gonna have maybe some
You
shark.
feel like you got a bad stutter on it.
If I got stutter again.
We found the driver.
is he the driver or the mechanic?
kid, message me. I have several councils. Maybe I can send you.
Maybe I can. Well, I don't know who you are. This Facebook user. So message me.
Yeah. Just to throw out there real super quick, today is the 15th of July. That is the cutoff for pre-registration with your free event shirt for redemption. You can still register. You just won't get your event shirt for free if you don't register by midnight tonight. Midnight Central Time tonight. So
if you pay double, you get one of these too.
I said those are special order only, and you have to message me personally. So,
you got any FIFO index last? Curious to
I'm assuming
see if more people are.
I
3.0 index class.
I don't know,
Sean, you're
David. We run. I say we run 2.5 index in Kansas. We call it the Pro Stock class. We run stock tubs, so DR10, Losi, and Traxxas. SC5, SC6M chassis are allowed. X-ray stock tub are allowed. Anything stock tub, basically, besides the DR10M, because that was a late add, and we're still revising that. But with that being said, I will say our point series for it is really exciting. It's probably some of the closest racing we've ever seen. And I encourage, if your local club has a timing system that can support index racing, it is a very good way of getting the entry level people, the novice people in with some competitive racing. And the reason why we did a 2.5 is because with the RTR, we allow any you can have a 3S battery, you can have a 2S battery, you can have the gyro on. We don't care, as long as it's like that from the factory. You can run it. And I'm going to tell you, if you can't get a DR10, a Traxxas, or a Losi to a 2.5 with a 3S, contact me, because you're doing something wrong. But yeah, it's an definitely exciting class. They're also been playing around with a 2.0 and 2.2 class, also index. But me, honestly, I'm a big outlaw person. It's what we all started to build cars with, was to be outlaw. And I really support that. But the index class has definitely proven to be a great class.
A good addition to our weekends, that's for sure. We see a lot more people that had previously given up, and they're starting to come back out now. That class has definitely grown to meet or exceed what we see in our outlaw races.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and Coach D mentioned, stock 22S 8421 gearing on 2S is a 254 easy. Now, mind you, our class, we allow, if you want to run a 3.0 R1 with a R1 ESC, or a Castle with a R1 ESC, or whatever, we allow any of that, because it is an index class. You can't go faster than the 2.5. So that's the big thing, is so people could get the tuning knowledge and then move up from that into outlaw as they get their money on the higher end ESCs or motors. So, that was kind of the thought and theory of it, and it's really starting to prove itself this year.
And we've seen some people who, we all know last year the 2s was fast. This year, 2s isn't quite as fast as it was last year. So we've seen some people who, when they started seeing times from this year that were really starting to back out and give up, that have given it another chance and are actually out there and they're running the 2.5 and doing well in it, but they're also learning and starting to enter into the outlaw classes just to kind of get a better idea as to how to do that. So they're no longer completely giving up.
Yep.
We can get people back excited about it,
right?
Or new people back. We got to, that's as promoters, that's what we need to do,
right?
Yep.
And speaking of that, 501 Speed Crew said Outlaw is the best class. I agree, but we have started something, and we'll start it with Redemption.
Yeah.
And it's called Orca. So 501, check that out on Facebook, ORCA. It's a straight up outlaw, 3 rules, and basically you want to run foam tires, you want to run whatever, all-wheel drive.
The rules
basically any body will be accepted. It just has to cover the wheels, I believe.
2016 all over again.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
Running.
Yep. Hey, Jinian. What's up?
Sean Jinion's on.
Hey.
I hope he had a good birthday.
Do what?
I know his birthday, I think it was last weekend.
Yeah.
Yep. He's got a wedding coming up too.
He does. Couple months left.
Kurt's RC.
I need to let everybody.
Hello.
What's up, kid?
We have 90 entries so far. So we're not full with only a week into this. So if anybody that need to get in, because we're already at 90 entries, and we're capping it at 256 right now. Cap we've set.
Is that 256 overall, kid, or is that 256 in A, 256 in B?
No, 256 cars. 256 cars. Period.
Gotcha.
We are going to have an A and B bracket, but it's going to be 256. Entries or 256 cars. However you want to look at it.
Total entries.
So, yep.
That sounds good.
That way,
I'm glad you're getting people up there and out there fast.
Keep those TikToks because a new one. Got to come up with a new one. When I paint the new car, I'll make a really, and hopefully the Chinese or the Russians don't attack my personal information. I don't know if I'm very informational on TikTok. I think say my personal information on TikTok is pretty much the same. They could just you because that's where I live. So it's not much. There's so yeah. Like I said, I'll make it one of those going. Oh, I got one thing. So everybody remembers the hooligan.
Yep.
I'm gonna try to do something really cool with the hooligan. I think this one kind of because it was right before the Street Fighter, and everybody saw Street Fighter and went, if that's a word. So I think said I'm gonna try something cool with the hooligan, and maybe we can get some interest on it.
Yeah, I didn't even know that thing came out when it came out. I was looking on Paul's website, and the next thing you know, it was another car. I was like, "Man, that hooligan he was talking about, it's on the darn page for sale."
Yep.
Then
Yeah.
So that was pretty neat.
I like
I really like the name.
Yeah, I
we
got
have.
late
What?
one night. We got to change the name of the because it was going to be Sub-Zero. It was like we're not going to call it Sub-Zero anymore. I'm like, okay, whatever. And we're going to call. Oh, I like that. And then he told me the story. I'm like, oh yeah, we definitely have to call it Hooligan.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Two of my favorite people, right?
And definitely hooligans.
They can be.
Yeah.
Val's like, I don't know what she's talking about.
Yeah,
Let's see. So what do we got going on, guys?
Give us a rundown on Redemption and so.
yeah. I mean, like I said, let's do. Y'all talk about that, and then I want to find out. I guess us, Rachel, we'll talk about the NPRC series where we're standing on it right now, and then we'll go ahead and swing it right into Clash of the Titans. And if anybody's got any questions on what Webb RC is doing, or what our plans are, or what Sean's making me do, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. Just,
what I'm making you do.
What I make him do and blame it on you for. Mr. Offenbacher.
There he is.
Hey, man, I gotta go. One of these days. I gotta get up there and meet Mr. Off. We keep saying that. It's been we've known each other now for at least good 2 years online.
Right.
Yeah, I've honestly never met Roy face to face, but whenever I was working my other job and he was working his previous job, we had the exact same schedule, which is really weird because it's a bizarre schedule. And it was overnight. We worked a 2-2-3 schedule. And so we would literally, in our downtimes, we'd talk to each other, whether it be on Messenger or whatever, most of the night, just so we could stay awake.
He's probably at work now.
No.
Mm-mm. Yeah, well, I have to say, huge shout out to Roy Offenbacher because he makes some incredible 3D products.
And when you meet him, man, he's just an awesome guy.
Great guy.
He'll make you laugh the whole time you're around him, man. Unless he falls asleep, and that's when I get him sleeping. So I get him on video on that. But other than that, he's funny.
And I like to call him Cody's dad. He gets on to me about it.
I don't think I've ever called him Cody's dad. Ever.
I think she still does.
I do.
I don't think Saban's even ever called him Cody's dad. Yeah, no, so Redemption, obviously, September 9th and 10th for sure, depending on the amount of entries we get, or, weather, because Mother Nature's hateful right now. It could run into Sunday. Right. We hope not, but it could.
I got dark on
last night for the pre-registration for your free event shirt. After tonight, you can still pre-register. Your pre-registration is just your $25 entry fee. You do not have to pre-register to come to the event. But I will tell you, if you want an event shirt, order them by, I think I said August 5th is the cutoff. Go to RC Outlaw Redemption. There's a merch tab. Order them there. I am not ordering extras. So if you don't order it online before, I believe it's August 5th, I'll double check the dates and post it on the page. Then unfortunately there won't be one for you. And
what
then
sizes you got?
You can order anything from I think it's a youth small all the way up to a 5XL.
So 5X, you got big boy size.
Everybody.
That should cover just about everybody. I don't typically offer that big, but
but then you started hanging out with guys like me.
Well, the issue is just the cost on it. So all the pricing and everything is on the website. I unfortunately do not remember it off the top of my head. I've got a lot of prices in my head right now. I just started a new job and all that fun stuff. So then we did, surface checks and things like that. We've decided until we can get more time to actually go out there and verify the surfaces even more than what we had time to this year. we're going to go ahead and go back to staging. We'll just use a different part of staging. So it won't be the same spot that you were racing on last year. It's the same area. We're going to move the track so that it's not the exact same track. So
shirt prices is $25, 3X, 4X, and 5X. You just add $5. So 30 for 3X, 4X, and 5X.
Okay. And I do believe that there are also hoodies,
we have hoodies on there too.
So those are 40.
Yep.
And then again, you know, if it's 3X or larger, it's another $5 upcharge for that, just so that, because that's how much the shirts cost us extra, pretty much.
But like Paul said, it'll probably be 90 out. So, and he'll be selling sweatshirts.
For me, go ahead and just type it up, and then I'll get it.
Can you post a link in the comments? I don't know how.
I'm not sure how to do that.
I think you just put it in the link. I mean,
oh, there it is.
Where it says type message.
My husband figured it out.
Look at him. He getting there now. He's fancy. He leaving.
We have come in and then.
Yeah, who came in and then left?
That's Chris.
Oh, I didn't even register who it was. Yeah, Chris.
I don't know, when he first came on, he was showing water and like a walking trail, and
there you
something go. That I know there's been some controversy here recently. I will say that I measured it out. We're looking at one of the lanes will have, or two of the lanes will have 380 feet of shutdown, and the other two will have about 460. So shutdown is definitely not an issue at Redemption, unless you have your remote lose signal and just go.
Yeah. If your remote loses signal, it's. I'm sorry, we can't fix that. Yeah. Chris, what are you doing? Enough space for you to slow down a little bit so it doesn't destroy your car.
Now they see why we need the bus.
Right.
You guys can expect many things from me. I promise you.
Hey, let me answer Roy's question real quick. You're not the only person, or MFer, as you so elegantly has a Bone Island tattoo. You'll be happy to know my wife has a Bone Island tattoo. I just hadn't got one yet. I still need to go. Did that? I need to go get one.
I think that needs to happen tomorrow.
I'm staying at the house tomorrow. I've been so busy with everything. I'm painting bodies tomorrow. Damn it! Painting bodies.
And then paint your own body with the tattoo.
There you go.
Yeah. So yeah. Roy went and got. We had a grudge race in Flow, and Roy was. We had a bet. The loser had to get the end on him. Well, Roy couldn't make it, so I said, "Oh well, we'll race sometime." So he said, "Nope, I didn't make it. I'm gonna go get the Bone Island tattoo on." So he went and got it right on his arm, and then
that's awesome. That is awesome, guys.
Almost. So I'm gonna go get. I need to go get my Papa Bear tattoo in my wood. I just hadn't done it yet.
That's all.
And yep.
Chris, are you coming down in September? I know Kid can't make it. He's got family coming in.
I really, really, really wish I could. There are some other priorities and things that I need to deal with, unfortunately, but we're getting everything handled at the moment. Good. So the court system sucks, let me tell you that, and when you have to get attorneys involved, it makes things a lot tougher.
It does.
Right? So
well,
thank you. We've made leaps and bounds with that here in the last few days, as a matter of fact. So once again, this year I'm not able to race and go out like I really wish I could and bring the family and have a great time with y'all.
But if he gets done with everything, Chris understands now he's part of the family.
That's
And
right.
I can make a detour and pick the family up, and they can stay with us, and we're gonna be at Redemption. We can do this.
It's only about 10 hours from Chris.
Yeah, Chris, it's about roughly 10 hours from you to us.
Well,
it ain't no biggie.
Might be quicker because that's 10 hours to east side of Cincinnati for us. So,
right. Well, I do definitely look forward to meeting you guys in the future in person.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right. I think we'll have a great time. Same with you, kid. I think we'll have a great time. I promise you. So, once again, I just thank you guys for inviting me to the family. Hopefully, I put on a little content that everybody enjoys. I do cover a small area, but I feel that it matters.
It does. Every little bit matters.
Right?
Every little bit matters.
Absolutely.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that for sure.
And the biggest thing is thank you, man. You're the one that started your, when I seen your live, I was like, it's kind of like, that's what we need all across the whole nation is people calling out their races in their area to find out, what's going on and where to go.
Well, and, I do
but most people don't have 8 damn places to go race at right down the road neither.
That's right. That's right. But I do want to say that was definitely on a whim. Okay. And things have transpired, and here me is.
But yeah, we what's that?
Who is
wow.
this?
Yeah, who is that?
You have to list your name because you just show up as Facebook user, but thank you.
No, I noticed that the other night on the platform also. And so it is a little I don't know, tough to say hey to somebody, right?
Yeah. Oh, it's Roy.
So,
okay.
Okay, well, that's where I was at with things. I seen a few comments from yesterday's live, and so I didn't know who it was until I went back through and watched, and then I seen my dog ended up photobombing me. It was pretty cool. In my live, and the one who pointed it out was my wife. Right? So
as a wife, I would love the fact that you couldn't tell who I was if I was commenting on your videos.
Well, sometimes, yes, it goes both ways. I agree. But hopefully, like I said, there was a little message there last night towards the end of it. Just wanted to show about what we all do. We race, right? I'm not the fastest guy in the country, but I'm gonna still continue to race.
Amen.
Every weekend, and actually, I had a lot of great testing going on today, and I'm pleased with it. So hopefully tomorrow night I can maybe one day get one of those pictures where you're like holding the number 1 and number 2 or whatnot.
Yeah, that's fantasize about getting one of those.
That's all I got. Pictures of them.
It's a while. Have you even had one of those?
That was sweet, Rachel.
Sierra's got a few.
Sarah's gotten 2 outlaw this year, and she got a bracket at the end of last year.
Commend her for her performance in all seriousness, and then old dad has to crew chief too.
Yep.
Understand.
Yep. And I run.
Yeah. I just go up to the I just go up to the line and have to do backward burnouts, and yeah, it's horrible. I've had a bad strain of Castle ESCs.
Well, it happens. You know what?
every product does it.
Right. It's called innovation at its
Yep.
finest or at its worst.
Right.
And at the time frame that we have, people throw things out there that people snag. So it
Why
happens.
does kid keep barking at you?
What's that?
Why does kid keep
No,
barking at you?
I'm sorry, my dogs.
Oh,
I thought that
Really,
was kid in the background. I heard, it looked like he was behind you barking at you, like.
no, my puppy, he barks at everybody that goes down the road, unfortunately.
My wife does.
Like that.
He doesn't leave the yard because of our fence, invisible fence that we have. But man, he is a vocal puppy. He's
You
a
got big dogs there. Big dog.
I would have come just cuddle with your dog. I have 3. So the comment from Paul about coming, he stays at our house. Paul Peterson does when he goes for redemption.
That is cool.
So we have 3 dogs and 2 cats. One of our cats is absolutely gigantic. He's not fat. He's just huge.
Right.
Apparently, Paul woke up in the middle of the night and the cat was staring at him. Kind of wigged him out a little bit. So, yeah, no, we're huge animal people. We've got
there's a kid with his puppies.
oh, Yuki.
Right.
Hello. So sweet.
Oh, little puppy.
Babies. My dog is asleep on the floor.
I'm gonna go get mine now.
10 years old.
Your dogs are allowed, Richie.
Come back with my arm gone.
Yep. Hey,
It's all good. Any dog is allowed.
Snake doesn't bark.
come here.
Yeah.
Come see mom. Come see mom. Hi.
Not fat, just fluffy.
That's what I am.
Did everybody have a great Friday today?
No.
No. I had one after it was over with. After work was over, when I was driving home, it rained about 10 minutes, but by the time I got home, I had quit, so I was good then. But yeah, today sucked. It worked.
Today was on Monday.
Yep.
That's not
I'm happy to say I didn't have to work today.
Oh, that makes it even worse, man. Thanks, fella.
Well, I'm just saying that, I might have gotten some things accomplished with all over the board. So it was really a good day, good Friday for me. I just had some sprinkles come through. So if the road dries up, I might go test again. And I'm really excited with what I have going on at the moment. So
Good.
I appreciate you and all of you, every one of you. Hold on.
Yeah, well, like I said, man, we're a family. We do this. We don't do this to get rich. We do this to share the hobby. And like I said, I never thought I'd have good friends all over the nation. And
Right.
it turned into family. I mean, like I said, you look at this screen right here and think about where everybody's sitting at. You got one sitting in the ocean. You know what I mean? He's as far as you can go.
Luckiest guy in the world.
Yeah.
If we had got Kyle on here, we'd been slam across the nation.
Yep.
Hey, we're in an ocean of corn.
Right.
Yeah. Hey, but you're central. You gotta be somewhere.
We are known for the Ohio State Agricultural Showcase that happens in September, I believe. And they will show you anything corn you want here where I'm at also.
Yeah.
Where are you at, Chris, in Ohio?
I'm in between Dayton and Columbus. I'm in a town called London.
Okay.
Over that.
Well, my family's from Hillsborough area.
Okay, well, I've been to Rocky Fork Lake many a times. A blast and a half.
Yep.
I'm not too far from that, and fortunately, we found this place a few years ago, and we have a lake to ourselves. So if you've seen any of the lives and of me with showing the beach and the water and the surface that we do have going on out here, I think this place might facilitate something. So
cool. Yeah.
One day, big dreams.
Right.
They got to start somewhere, because I can tell you that last year, probably about May, I had no idea that redemption was going to be a thing.
Oh, hell. Everybody knew it was going to be a thing. You serious?
I'm dead serious. I wasn't involved at that point. Sean did 99% of it on his own last year, as far as actually like building it. And then July and August rolled around, and you know, he had changed jobs and was getting a lot busier, and his work schedules were very different. And it was, hey, I need help. And I went, okay, great. And then it went from there. So yeah, no, honestly, a little over a year ago, I couldn't tell you. So it all starts somewhere, and it's all because two guys had a dream, and one of them was willing to make it happen.
Yep.
That's right. That's right.
We just did it. Now it just happens.
I will say, you know, I was pretty lucky. I have an in with the NHRA track. So, you know, I'm a NHRA tech inspector. I'm SFI certified to do chassis, you know, chassis stuff like that. So I was able to kind of lock that down. I know a lot of people want drag strips, and outlaw drag strips are probably your best go-to. Find an outlaw drag strip. NHRA is really hard, or NHRA ran track is really hard to.
It really is
to get.
I agree.
I've been trying to help the Webbs out with trying to get, you know, Gainesville or somebody down there in Florida to because I do have some connections through NHRA, and it is very, very hard. And then the insurance, really the insurance policies are a little stricter. Stuff like that.
Just wait. Are we going to make as much money for them as, say, do the NHRA? No, absolutely not. But what we are going to do is spark the interest.
So one of the cool things that we've run into is, so our NHRA track here, and this is what's helped us, is when there's not NHRA events going on, they run it out to like different clubs, because we have a road course and a drag strip and all of that stuff. And a drift pad. Like, we've got all kinds of events that happen out here, and a lot of those only use either the full track or the pad, and we have access to another portion of the facility.
The venue,
but whoever is paying to rent out the full portion of the track, because they rent the entire facility, has to be willing to let you on, and then whatever we're pay for that section gets taken off their bill.
Okay.
Their contract. So
there's so many stipulations, correct?
There is.
Right.
There is. And so getting in with these local clubs, the big car clubs that rent out those facilities, to say, hey, can I use just this little section while you guys are using the rest of it?
Right. I just want a little slice, please.
Right.
Yeah. And then
us looking into it, we found out it was easier to us to have a race in a town and take the road, block the road for 2 days and get the license for that, and do that with insurance than it was to rent a big place, you know. And that's crazy. You know what I mean?
It is. It is. We don't have near as much trouble doing small,
yes, Paul,
or even bigger events in public places versus the track. But the track, I'm choosing to ignore that comment, by the way.
I guess pizza's not good enough.
Oh man, I can't. I'm not even looking at him. Sorry, guys.
No.
I'd have to be like this.
It takes a bit, and it's a lot of work, and it would be so much easier. Like, the city here has agreed to potentially donate a portion of their public park to put in a drag track, an RC track for us.
I wish.
Yeah, we'd have to
maintain it.
That's a big thing with that people need to understand. So if you're looking at, you want you want a local drag strip, RC drag strip at your local town or city. So the way a friend of ours went about it was they knew how skate parks were involved.
Okay.
And
Okay.
if
Yep.
if you
Yep.
understand how to get a skate park into your town or community, then you could get a RC facility.
Yep.
And you have to market it not only as a drag track, but a bashing place, a dirt off road, whatever.
Anything.
And
Right.
because so like we have a BMX bike track here in Topeka, and it's
Yeah.
up there in the nation. There's several guys that race BMXs that know about this track that we RC with, and there's people that go out there with their X Maxes on the BMX course, and them BMX guys take it serious. They throw a huge fit, and then you get the guys with the Armas, and they're going out to the skate park and doing crazy stuff in the skate park in the in the pools or whatever. And so that's where you have to market it. And that's a huge hint for everybody listening, and you're wanting a facility.
Talk to
get your hobby
chamber.
stores and say,
That's
hey,
right.
I want, let's get this sponsored, because a hobby store would be a good place to where they could, help speak it, because they are a known business in your community, and their word is going to be a little more than just this RC nerd guy, that's coming in front of the city council trying to get an RC park. So
understand completely.
think outside the box.
Right. The one point that I do want to sit here and say is networking has definitely got me farther than any of my education.
Well,
right?
And quite honestly, sometimes, and I hope that this is not taken the wrong way, because it very easily can be. I have your network is your success, no matter how educated you are.
That's right.
And it doesn't matter what field of life it's in. Your network is your success. Or to your detriment. Like, it can hurt you too. You have to choose that network wisely.
How can it hurt you? I don't know about that.
Right.
Just saying.
I'm here to I show love to everyone.
No,
I don't hate. Right? No. There's so many millions of product evolution that's going on right now. It's amazing. And I'm super excited to be a part of it. Right? Like I said the other night, I'm not a Frank fast guy, but if my car gets faster, I'm happy with what I do.
Right.
Simple, man. I mean, I gotta
hear that. Y'all hear that?
I go to work all day every week. I go bust my butt, but then when I do get a little time to myself and am able to practice and get the car going faster, as today, for instance, I'm super happy with what I've just found. So Saturday night, I feel that I'm gonna go play with them guys and hopefully have a great time.
Right.
Well, and you'll have the other thing is that what a lot of people who are on Facebook see versus the reality, whether it be your national races or your local races, the reality is, in my experience, is that the stuff that happens on Facebook is what makes this unfun. The stuff that happens, no matter how fast or slow you are, it doesn't really matter once you get out there. It's what you make of it.
That's really, right.
Yes, everybody wants to get faster. Everybody wants to do this. Everyone wants to do that. But the reality is,
I'm sorry, my little one's just got home, so it's gonna be loud for a second.
So it's really about enjoying each other and building those relationships. So that's my opinion. That's just my experience. I don't race cars though.
Like fishing shows. You know, only see the fishing shows guys when they catch the fish. You know, only people don't the hundreds of passes that they took to before they got that really fast. So yeah, keep in mind, just because they're only showing you that really fast time, it is the 100 or 200 passes where they were stuck at a number, and you know, so I mean everybody.
And they may not get that really fast time again for another 200 passes.
Yeah.
Right. So, all right, here, I'm a simple man. Like I said, I have a GNS. I test quite a bit. I'm fortunate to be able to run in front of my house. Okay. I might show little teasers here and there, but I'm not here to post the times. That's not what I do. It's my benefit only. And I'll just leave it at that.
Right.
Yeah, nothing says you have to.
Right.
Well, like I said, the biggest thing is just to shrug it off. I tell you, man, the last couple months, I hadn't done nothing but stay inside my family. I don't do nothing else. I stay in our domains. I do people, clubs that I know that, they're good clubs and all that stuff. And I'm starting to go a little bit here and there now, but it's been peaceful. You don't see all that hate, and I don't look for it. I look for new products or people that I know and what they're racing. You know what I mean? But as far as you can tell a comment that you don't want to get to, man. If it's this long and it's people, I don't even read it. You know what I mean? Somebody will tell me about it. You know what I mean? So I just keep moving, and it's been great, dude.
Kill them with kindness.
Yep.
Right. Yep. Sugar attracts more flies than, say, vinegar.
You can get more flies than honey.
Yeah, then whatnot. Yeah, whatever. Yeah. Either way,
you get butter. I don't understand that.
Listen, I don't either. But you're gonna have everyone with their opinions. It's the day and age
right. They can have their opinions, and main thing is just don't take it to heart. One of the biggest things that I had to learn in this hobby is keep your mouth shut. This ain't like really grudge racing. Where I'm come from, when we started racing RC cars, we talked so much smack that, dude, most people would cry. You know what I mean? And you can't do that here. You know what I mean? Y'all know what I'm saying. And the thing is just respect everybody. That's one thing about it is once you figure out who the people are and how they are, I haven't really met a bad one yet. You know what I mean? Once I get to know them.
They look like total assholes on Facebook. Excuse my language, but that's real.
Do I? I hope not.
No.
I'm kidding. I might have a time or two. It's all good. But
the reality is a lot of the people who look like total tools on Facebook and who stir up stuff, and 9 times out of 10 you meet them face to face at a race, and they're really not jerks.
That's right. The most friendliest person you can come across, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But the main thing you see is Jay Joseph. Think about him. He's one of the main ones, and
is so sweet.
When he is in focus of racing, he's got his head in the game, and he looks like if you got in his way, he'd kill you.
Right. He does.
But after the race, he's got candy. He's the best guy you'll ever meet in your life. You want him on your side. He's just a totally awesome guy. You know what I mean? For the whole hobby and for humanity. He's just that good of a guy. But when he's racing, he's racing.
Well, it's like you said, everybody's got an opinion, and he can come across as pretty forceful in his opinions sometimes. But I really, after having met him several times and spent some time with him, I really don't think that he intends to come across that way. And a experience through this last year and a half has showed me that that's 90% of the situations we run into is people come across as total tools. And that's really not the way they intended to come across.
Something so Jay Joseph, I will give him so much credit for brand loyalty.
Absolutely.
That guy will stay
Yeah.
up for R1.
Yep.
And, you know, the R1 chassis, everything, you know, you take a shot at R1 and he's going to take a shot right back at you, which
He's
you
there.
deserve. So
Yeah.
that's something that people don't understand. And I really like to see is that brand loyalty because, you know, you see a lot of brand hopping and you don't see the people like, you know, Jay Joseph, where he's sticking up for his family, for what he believes in and what,
Yep.
you know, who is sponsoring him. And you know, I give a lot of props for him on that. So,
well, and he's probably
I do too.
he's an example of a true what a sponsor driver
Racer.
He's
A true racer.
Yes.
really, Paul?
Well, he's an example of what a sponsored driver's responsibility is. Does that make sense?
It really does. I mean, I think you guys hit the nail on the head with him. He seems like a super awesome person. Everybody has to maybe wear a chip on their shoulder sometimes,
Yep.
right? When somebody talks this or that. But I feel that guy has definitely defended himself very professionally and properly.
Right.
And he's just one example, you know, and
That's right.
Yeah.
he's only one example of many people who do things that way and who I respect for the way in which they do things.
Exactly.
Well, I tell you another one is Frank. Everybody talks about how fast Frank is, okay? Now, Frank's one of the ones I have never got to really talk to. I talked to Lindsay May, but I've never talked to Frank because they're when they race and they're in focus. And when they run, be out of the way because Lindsay will run your ass over going to get the car.
Right.
They're on a mission to get the time, get that stuff. Am I lying? I mean, they're on a mission. They're working.
From the time from based on what I saw at Super Chips, from the time they get in line to go through tech and up to the start line until they have picked up their cars, not just till they have finished running, till they have picked up their cars.
Don't talk to them.
They are still focused.
That's right.
But that's the way that I see absolutely nothing wrong with that.
Well, that's what makes them as strong as they are. That's you know what? Like he was talking about earlier, it's why you call this a hobby sport.
Mm-hmm.
The hobby part of it is you enjoy it. The sport of it is you can make money doing it. But there's people that's going to be more dedicated than you. Don't hate on them because of that reason. Still enjoy the hobby. You can try to get in there and do the sport if you want to, but you know what I mean? It's the same thing.
Speaking of that, everybody needs to understand the roots of drag racing. Drag racing was a hobby.
That's right.
Hot rodders got together, built these rat rod, crazy looking cars, and they formed a sport. But in all actuality, any type of automotive is a hobby.
Yes, it is. I agree.
Well, everything to do with you're exactly right. It's a man. That's what we do is crap like that. And I mean, when we get bored, what we go out and do in the garage? I mean, we tinker with stuff. If we ain't got nothing that's worth the crap, we're gonna try to make something out of it. You know what I mean? And
here's another thing. Another aspect of it is, it's a hobby, but what we're talking about, Jay Joseph and Frank Ulbrich, and like me and Kid with Shark,
loyalty
it's called passion. So there's a difference between hobby and passion. Hobby, you sell your stuff. You sell your stuff to get the best stuff. And passion, you hold on to it. And so that there's a difference there, and everybody needs to understand that the difference between a hobby, a passion, and a sport. And
what you're saying, Sean, is the passion is what drives it to get where it's at right now. That's why we're almost get to 100 miles an hour. If you didn't have that passion and people had that passion, stuff wouldn't get better and better. I mean, it would just stay the same. It'd get stale. But with the passion, it just gets fast. Everybody's 2 cents, and that's how they make better products.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Paul Peterson says, "Dad, making bodies 17 hours a day is a hobby for me too." LOL.
Hey, Paul,
Hey,
I
look.
still ain't got my bodies yet.
Oh man.
I'm just kidding.
So
Liar.
the first competitive body I ever ran in my life, I guess, besides GR10 stock body, was the Cherry Bomb Camaro. Okay.
I love that.
That was my first.
It made a world of difference for me at the time. This is, I don't know, a year and a few months ago. So, I mean, once again, leaps and bounds have been made, right? But that was like my first real body, and I was super proud of that. And I've actually posted pictures here and there, and I even had that body sitting on my boat, right? Because I thought it was so cool at the time. But the thing that I do respect about all you guys is you've definitely been here longer than I have, but I want to learn, and I'm really a competitor. I like to go fast with whatever I do. Right? Whether it be in the dirt, quads, trucks, whatnot. I'm still a competitor. I want to go fast, and that's what I'm trying to do.
Everybody's goal is always to be better than what they currently are.
Yeah.
That's
That's
right.
the goal of life. You got, daily.
Or whatever. That should be your goal, is to be better in 10 minutes from now than you are at this very moment.
Learn something daily. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you didn't learn something today, you ain't trying. That's the truth.
No,
That's the truth.
all you have to do is look out your darn window and you can learn something new. Google a random thought. It doesn't have to pertain necessarily to, specifically what you're working on or your hobby or whatever. But I admire the willingness of people to learn, and the willingness to not just ask for something to be done for you, but can you teach me? And this is probably going to open a can of worms. And I probably shouldn't even bring it up, but one of my biggest pet peeves I've seen a lot of, and Sean has had messages, hey, give me a tune. What's your tune? What's your tune? Guess what? If instead of you saying, give me your tune, say, can you teach me how to tune?
Right.
You'll probably,
it's that simple.
You got to have a bass tune to start with for you to be taught how to tune.
Yes.
There's a difference between asking for something and asking to be taught how to do something. You're not asking for a hand me out. You're asking for a hand me up. That's
and the problem is most people, like you said, I don't do it no more. I don't travel around looking for drama. But most times when you find drama, it's people that's not active. They're not going out checking with people, and they're just assuming what people are doing or how they're going to act. They've never been to one of these big races. Mark Vine, all these big guys you see, when you see them in real, they're helping somebody. I mean, I have never seen nobody have a problem with a car and them not help somebody. I mean, who was it? Frank Goldbrick. Where was that at? Where he, that was your race, wasn't it, kid? SoFlo. You remember that? Where he helped that guy put that motor in his car? Blew the motor?
Oh, yeah.
I've not ever seen anybody at a race who truly needed help and asked for help that hasn't received it from someone. I've never seen somebody turn down giving help if it's asked for.
That is a great point, and I'm glad that you reiterated it. That's what we're about, the camaraderie. Hey, guess what? If your car breaks, I might have your parts. Right. You want to keep going? It's really that simple. You need a soldering iron. We have you. You need whatever.
Because it's not as much fun if you're out because you're broke. If I have the stuff to help you do it again,
That's right.
You want people to keep going. If everybody breaks and you have parts for everybody, but you're the only man still going, what's the joy in that?
I want to race. I'm here to race. Like I said, I'm a competitor.
With all that being said, so I know for a fact that so people say hand out tunes, stuff like that. Everybody has to realize that there are select few people that put in the work, put in the time, that have that knowledge that we've spoken about tonight, and people that we haven't. And people need to realize these tunes, if they were just to hand them out, is basically like handing out free money. Nobody wants to hand out free money. I know people that within 4 months they're making tens of thousands of dollars, in 4 months, going race to race, winning. And so you can't just give your bread and butter out to everybody. And
But
you have to be realistic and really think about that when you're asking for that.
Here's where realistically comes into play. Is your tune that you give to somebody going to work on their fucking car?
Correct.
I'm sorry for the. I didn't mean that.
It's after 8 o'clock. You're good.
I mean,
probably not. But when you tell somebody no, and you have a valid reason for telling them no, they're going to get mad. Or if you do give them your tune and it doesn't work for them, they're going to get mad.
Yep.
And think that you gave them a
that's where we're at in this day and age. Are you serious? I mean,
because the thing about it though is if they don't comprehend how that works, that it don't work in everybody's car the same way, they're not ready for a tune anyway. You know what I mean? So that's the truth about it.
That's where the
you need to go watch the video again.
That's where the team comes in.
I mean, you can ask Cody and Josh, their teammates, their cars are built exactly the same. And they do not use the same tune majority of the time because for some reason they act different. Both cars do.
And they're identical.
And so that's a true life, deal is not even the exact same two cars, same shock fluid, same gear diff, same everything.
Nothing works the same for one another.
Right.
Nope.
That's what's up. I mean, we have a million different, I would say, formulas to almost get us all to the same place. And whether, be a mediocre racer on the weekend and have a blast when you don't have all the time to throw into it, or if you're the super solid guy. So there's a lot to be said by that. I mean, my tune probably ain't gonna work in somebody else's car, I promise you. Right. But I still play and tinker and love going fast in front of my house every day, and my wife can attest. She sees the passion, just like, look, you guys have the passion.
I made Band-Aid stickers for his car because he wrecked it.
Yeah, he said if you break a shark bite, you'd help me out. I need help.
Just long as you don't have a prolong.
Oh man, well,
it's tore up bad.
Quit wrecking then.
Ask Sarah. You don't want to know how many times that kid has wrecked.
Oh,
wrecked.
It's all good. I've destroyed a body in like the first day, and then I've held on to one for months. So with that, there's a lot to be said in that.
Yes, Jen. No, I completely agree. It is unfortunately all about the money for some. But for others, that money, is it nice? Absolutely. Would everybody love to have an extra couple grand up to, like 20 grand? Yeah, they would. Who wouldn't? But enjoying the sport, enjoying making memories, meeting your family, your extended family, having your family grow. A plaque's great, but honestly, give me a picture. I just want a photo of the people that I meet so that I have something to put along and proof that the memories happened, besides just in my head.
Well, I tell you, what we do is living proof of how great the people in this hobby are. We're not crazy. I mean, we do have a family. We are regular people.
I'm a little.
But we drive. When you think about it, man, we put 7 hours or more on a weekend to go to different places to take videos of the other people racing. But when we're leaving, we have friends. So now we got videos of friends and family racing, and that's the kind of that's what the draw is for us.
Hold on, Richie. You want to know how crazy we are? I want you to go price a battery for your Honda Civic. Then go price a R1, a Max Amps, or Knuckle Up battery.
And they're pretty much similar.
How crazy
right?
we are.
Yeah.
I mean,
Hey, but it ain't as fun though. You know what I mean?
I can make that Civic fun.
The only best part about that Civic I like is going through downtown Atlanta or somebody having a traffic jam where it's got an auto drive. Other than that, it's a little car with a big guy in it. It sucks.
it's like a little man in a tiny goat.
We have a permanent record of all the fun we have racing. It's the credit card statement.
That's true.
Zippy, that's probably fact.
That was Vegas, wasn't it? We had a good time driving out to Vegas, doing all stuff in Vegas, and on traveling out there. We're just having a good vacation. Just charge it. Well, at the end of the month when that card came in, yeah.
I guarantee you they would not love to let me drive a rental car. It's going to be super fun, and we might have videos too. So.
Well, if this short bus thing ever happens, if the short
Colin
bus
Branch always talks about
happens, there will be lots of evidence, but it will be discretionary as to what gets released.
Put a shirt with me with a window licker sticker. Are you serious? Come on. Hey, we're going to have the best time you guys ever had. I promise you.
I was looking at pictures earlier when Sean sent me that picture of that bus, and I brought up short bus, pictures of short buses. Well, then it started showing kids on the back of buses and stuff like that. And they had kids sitting up in the front, and I was thinking, like, kid, he's a nice guy, he's helping everybody. But you had Sean and Chris in the back window making faces and mooning the traffic behind them. You know what I mean? I can see it coming.
What's up? Hey, look, we'll have it wrote over all over every window that where we're going. I promise you. And then I'll yell it.
Every town we stop in, the city and state gets written on the window.
It's gonna be a great time. I promise you.
Happen. We really do. Like I
If
said, private message me and we'll talk.
If you guys really want to have fun, just come hang out one weekend at the house. I'm pretty sure that you guys might understand after that.
Well, hey, so not to get off track, but we haven't talked about Slow Full yet.
Yep.
Right.
I wanted to mention one thing about Redemption.
What?
So not only is Webb, the Webbs are live streaming, but we also brought on board Matt Olson with Mod. And so that's pretty huge for the Webbs and ourselves. Yes. And I think, like me and Richie have talked about, what Matt does and what he brings to our world of RC. He does an excellent job into the off-road world. He's been doing a crazy job with slot car drag racing. I thought that was unreal. It's so cool to see that brought into our world. And then what he's done with King of the Streets and our knowledge and being able to talk with him and hopefully getting him better and the Webbs better. I think it's going to be a great collaboration. And I
think everybody's excited about it.
I met, when me and Tim got to be there, and that was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun meeting with him, man. And he's a great guy. Great guy.
Yeah, very knowledgeable.
We've enjoyed our conversations that we've had with him on the phone. So, also, so I've told everybody that.
And we haven't Facebook posted it.
Oh no, we have not.
We did get sponsorship from Castle.
Castle is sponsoring.
Breaking news.
Redemption.
Yeah, there it is.
They will be at the race. If anybody was at, oh my gosh, Super Chips. Jeez. If anybody was at Super Chips that was running Castle, I'm sure they met Thomas. He is basically the rep for Castle, customer relations type guy.
He is Castle.
He helped out a lot of people tremendously at Super Chips. And I'm really excited, looking forward to seeing what they bring to Redemption. I'm sure they'll have the latest, greatest stuff out, in their booth and all that. And I've welcomed the whole Castle guys to come on out and make it a company picnic,
Absolutely.
I'd love to see what they have. I really would. I'd love to see what they have. I've seen a couple other guys, manufacturers, and hey, here we are real quick, and it's gone.
Right.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Castle,
So-
it's pretty exciting that Castle's in the drag world. They've been in bashing. A lot of people don't know, but they're big into drones also. And then they're also big into the government. A lot of people don't realize that they have government contract. So with them stepping into our world, that's really, really exciting. And
Innovation's just going to keep going.
Right. And it's really exciting to see a company like that, put back into our hobby.
Well, and that's we see so and so big name sponsoring a race or this so and so big name sponsoring that race. Are they at the races that they sponsor?
Or do they race?
Right.
That's the biggest question. Do they race?
Yep.
And I'm even just of the mindset, like, if you're going to sponsor a race, if it's at all possible, you should at least have a rep there with your product for sale.
Right.
If you're going to have a vendor spot, utilize it to sell something.
Yeah.
Right.
Whereas, what are you paying for? Show up.
Yep.
Well, and another thing though, on the
Our
same point,
sponsors are still open.
Yes.
and on the same thing on that notion, talking about Mod doing the live streaming and everything, and live streaming, we're going to actually be able to go into the pits and see people, but we're also going to go into where, like 5-star, anybody that's there, go into their area and be able to go live and talk to people about their parts and the products that people don't ever get to see that. You know what I mean? So we'll have sections like that, and that's just going to be a new thing that we can bring to TV or whatever this is. You know what I mean? Not TV yet. Sorry, opened my mouth too quick. But
I'm TV famous. Are you kidding me?
But that's more where we can get. That's what's going to grow the hobby, is seeing things like that, people running into it, because you see the races online and you get plenty of videos, but there's not enough people on the videos putting products or where to get the product. And if you don't tell them how to get it, it's just poof. Oh, I've seen something cool, and they're never going to chase it. But if they have a link or something to go to, guess what? They might be at your race next year.
Here's my dog. Sorry.
Yes, so Paul, we're very aware. I was talking more of you do a really good job, like the small companies that sponsor the smaller. I say small, the smaller, 1-2 man shows, garage companies.
Shops,
totally understand that they can't get out everywhere. That's completely understandable. What I'm talking about is these big companies, the ones that are definitely not in someone's garage.
Yeah.
Whose names are everywhere. Where are they at when the little guy or the smaller company is making an effort to come out and support your hobby? These guys are one that, everybody else is in. It's not meant to be disrespectful. It's just meant because this is feedback that I have heard from so many people over the last year and a half. It's like, man, I really wish so-and-so would show up. It'd be great to have them out here. That way, if something happened, I could buy their product now and not just from the local hobby store.
I tell you, but that's where the people involved. You know how, like, we're talking about growing the hobby and everything. We can only do what we can do and make the best. We can sit here and talk all night on this live thing, and we can make as many lives we want to. We can throw as many races we want to. But if people don't share it, just like we share the knowledge with everybody or whatever we got, people watching this have got to share this. And you talking to the companies are going to help that. I come from where RC Airplanes at too. And RC Airplanes, we have shows for weeks. I mean, like I said, it starts on a Sunday and it goes till next Sunday. Well, when that happens, Horizon Hobby is there, Spectrum is there, Castle's there. Every product, the company is there. If you have a problem with your radio, you take it over there. They're going to rewire it at the show. And it will get there if everybody shares it and lets them companies know that we're here. That there's something really big here brewing, and we got to let the world know it.
Well, I'm going to just chime in real quick. Everybody knows that we want everything, correct?
Yeah.
Right. Right. Whatever it is, tires, prep, mutters, ESCs, flavor of the week. They all know. They definitely have noticed, but since I would say once again from stemming from NHRA days, there is something we're growing, and it ain't going to slow down. So
yeah,
it's about 50, 60 years, 70 years later, maybe, of what they did, but we do the same thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Just don't get in a mad dash and screw it up from the beginning. You know,
That's right.
Make it right. Do it right.
Right,
That's right.
And I'm sure that every race promoter, every race organizer, director, whatever you want to call them, the more the merrier. We want to, whether you have a big business, a small business, no business, and it's just you and a team of guys that you race with locally that want to, to show up and pit together or whatever, the more people that come in, the more memorable the situation is typically.
That's right.
I enjoy going to, last year, I went to Mile High Mayhem. And it was a blast. I met people like that. That was my birthday last year, was Mile High Mayhem. I don't race. This was before I was even involved in helping with races. And I had fun. The more people that you get to meet and spend time with, the better. Those people are going to have more fun.
Hey, there's Matt right there.
Yeah, Matt. Hey, Matt.
Hey, Matt.
Those people are going to have more fun if they're able to get the products that they need when they break, because breaking is inevitable. And if you're not there with your product and they can't get it, unless they're severely brand loyal, which is really hard to find these days, they're going to go and get whatever they have to get to still continue to be able to run. And I'm sure a lot of companies would prefer that if you started the race with us, you are going to end the race with us. And the only way you're going to guarantee that's going to happen is to be there.
And, that makes a good point that, if any companies or people that sponsor racers are listening out there, listening to this live, a great idea is, part of the sponsorship is, hey, kid, I'm going to sponsor you. I'm going to give you this chassis and these parts, but I'm also going to give you spares. So when you go to a race, I know that kid races for Mongoose shock oil and I'm out of shock oil. I could go to kid and say, hey man, I need that 30 weight Mongoose oil, and he's got it. And that's something to really think about as a manufacturer, and sponsoring sponsored drivers is, yeah, they get discounts, they get the free stuff, but it would be nice for a non-sponsored driver to be able to go to that guy and say, I need XYZ, and they have it.
Free rep,
right. And it's a way to make money at a race that you're not even sponsoring or really, have any involvement. It's just your sponsored driver is there.
Selling product for you.
That's a huge, a huge thing to really think about.
It really,
if anybody's wondering, Mongoose shock oil, listen to Kid's podcast, his first one. Or second one, I guess it was.
Right on.
Second.
Yeah, y'all need to check it out. That's a good one.
Yeah.
You got to make that now, kid. You know what I'm saying? You got to start selling shirts. That's got to go with the short bus shirt. We're going to have all kind of stuff.
The back of kid's shirt instead of saying kid is going to say mongoose.
There you go. Sounds great.
It can't be something you actually go by.
Hey, Chris, what's
I'm
yours
not
going to be, Chris?
but I will put that on my shirt if we ride anywhere.
Yep. We've got
That's
a few. I mean, Richie and Val's, I just kind of threw something up there because he's always driving and she's always navigating or
we want the
navigating. Navigating.
Hers,
Yeah.
the back of hers says navigator.
Oh, is that what this means? Is navigating?
Yes. So hers says navigator in orange, so it kind of matches.
Oh, no, you didn't go there.
After the show.
Ignore that. And the back of
I'll get it.
says driver.
Mom, Dad, quit. Fine.
But yeah, other than that, no, it can't be a name that you actually go by. If you want a t-shirt, get a hold of me and we will come up with a nickname that is not your actual name.
And everybody across have their own name for getting on the bus. Oh, there's Curly.
Liquor.
I'm definitely not Curly then.
Well, anyhow, totally went off track there.
No.
Well, Ken, what you got about SoFlo, man? You got anything you want to call out about SoFlo? Any new news or anything else?
Wanting to sign up for SoFlo, you need to get up and do it. Go to the RC Nationals group page. If you're not a member, request to be a member. We're going to post. We'll have all the race information there, and I have over 90 people have already signed up, and we're just a week into this. So
right.
This is good. I mean, we kept, so it's, we're more than a third full, and just if you think you're going to come, go. Actually, if you know you're going to come, go ahead. Make sure you know you're going to come, because unfortunately, like I said, the big portion is non-refundable, and we just had to do that this year because we had a lot of people say they were coming and no call, no showed the day of the race. Well, that hurt when that happens. Yeah. I'll say free.
I'm about to do that. Just don't put it in your chocolate.
I'm really excited about the Kid Invitational race.
Yeah.
We got all the mock-up of the trophy, the proof of the trophy that we're getting made. Man, it is. I almost wanted to make me a second one, but it's really cool, guys. It's super cool. And race in this race is you got to race me, beat me, and then with my little sticker that I put on it, and we take a selfie. If you've done that, you were invited. All you gotta do is bring your shark. Say I'm gonna try to make a list of all the people that are that done that and sexual invites to them. But there's a lot of guys out there that have sharks in Florida. I've raced all over the country this past couple of years for a long time. So a lot of people have got these sharks, so they can race around and hopefully get that big trophy. It's free to enter, and you're racing for the big trophy that we're having made. So I'm really excited about that race. I
want to be the Shark King.
What's that?
You'll be the Shark King, right?
Yeah. Yep. Team. Thanks.
King of the Shark.
It was funny. I was actually doing that before I got on the.
You become the Great White
Shark.
Right.
Yeah. I've been doing.
With that being said, kid, I'm gonna go ahead and say Sarah's calling you out at Clash of the Titans.
Okay.
Do I hear a lock in? Is somebody locking that in? I don't know.
I'm getting in the middle. Where's it at? I'm in the middle.
Yeah. Hey,
I know.
Richie, Val, we can make that grudge happen, right?
Yep.
I got about 3 cases of sharks. So we got plenty of sharks. You know.
You buy Amazon out.
If you want one of them, you got to go through Kid now. People in China are calling him for their kids to play with sharks and stuff now.
It's funny. My wife, she actually went to the company and got the direct shipment from the company of these sharks. It's a specific shark, you know, with a speaker.
And it's got the live action sound too. That's exactly what a shark sounds like.
Too. I love it.
Your dog will eat that. So
right. Mine would too.
I tell you, while we're talking about SoFlo too, the race is going to be awesome. Kids race is going to be awesome about the sharks. But another part of I want everybody to understand about SoFlo, it's usually cold that time of the year. We're going to be in Florida. This is a vacation too. A bunch of us are. I know I am. Kyle Christie is. Kids got one. If Rachel didn't come and try and talk them into camping with us, but we're actually all going to camp out in a big old thing and hang out. And we're going at night. We're going to cook out, and everybody's invited. You know, man, we're just going to hang out, talk to everybody, and just chill every night. And hell, we might even go live and let the nation know what's going on. Just put one up and let everybody talk to them. You know what I mean? Something like that. But it's just going to be a hangout and a good time.
It'll feel like
the night times out. Paul says he's coming.
Oh man!
I just had Richie and Val know, but I don't know if Kid knows. I just had my contract with the state ended, and so I became an official employee of the state. So
nice benefits.
My role has changed a bit. There's a crap ton more responsibility, so I don't yet know what the beginning of the year looks like for the specific role that I'm in.
I do. You're gonna be at SoFlo. If you have to, I'm gonna fly you in. But that's what's gonna happen. Just go ahead and let your boss know we got to go.
If there's an outbreak of some kind, I have to go deal with an outbreak.
Yeah. So don't
There's no outbreaks.
Whatever it is, it's worse in Miami.
No
we got to go.
Yeah. So I'm going to try. That's why Sean and Sarah have not. Well, that's part of the reason that Sean and Sarah haven't signed up yet. The other part is I'm still waiting on.
Bless you, love.
You know.
Is this tight?
Yes.
Right.
But
she's here. She's listening.
Go. If someone knows of rental campers, let me know.
I'm gonna start looking at that too, and because a couple other people might want to do that too, because what we're gonna try to do is we're gonna actually just hopefully be able to pull up in our car at the camper where it's already at, and then when we leave, we call them and say, "Hey, excuse me, what?"
Right. I think it'll be a blast, guys.
Hey, we got a name for the party, y'all. Y'all see that?
Yeah, you're right there.
The small pass.
Is that considered an STI?
Right.
All right, Rachel. There's another shirt. We gotta have it. Welcome to Swamp Ass.
Slow flow outbreak of swamp ass.
There it is, brother. A major outbreak of swamp ass. That,
so if Zippy gets an RC family shirt, the back of his says swamp ass.
That's awesome.
Let's talk a little bit about the Clash of the Titans too. We finally got it going now. Everybody finally came to an agreement of a date and everything else, and so it's in the motion now of it's coming. I mean, it's on its way. We got our sponsors coming in. We got a bunch more races still to go, don't we, Rachel?
Yes, we do. I know nobody has run, to my knowledge,
Hold on.
more than 3 of their seats. There might be
my neighbors. My neighbors, they came up and they said, "Hey." They
Hey.
showed up in the golf cart, and the wife was like, "Who's here?" And it's my neighbors. So,
Okay.
all right, listen. There's my dog. Y'all have a great night tonight. I appreciate every freaking thing y'all do. I'm here to support you, and I'm pretty sure we might have some big things involved in the future. I can only promise you. So,
Well, you have a good weekend, man. Y'all be safe and tell your wife we said hey, and
if you ain't
we need
safe,
to see
go
her on here too.
fast, right? If you ain't safe, go fast.
That's
There
it.
you go.
That's
See you,
right.
bud.
All right. Love you guys.
Love you, man.
Bye.
Bye.
But we got what else we got?
I don't think we've had anybody run more than 3 of their 6 races yet. Most people are at race 2 or 3 at this point. There is just shy of $3,000 in the national pot that it will be at Clash of the Titans, and we're still not halfway done. So that's positive. And then people have been doing really good here in the last couple weeks about getting me their points tallies and stuff for their drivers and making sure that it's legible and stuff. So I really, really super appreciate that. Thank you. Makes my job a little bit easier.
Yeah.
So
I just want to tell and everybody, y'all been doing the point series and racing and all that, man. Y'all give a good shout out to Rachel because she's worked hard on those points and keeping them up, and man, she's been doing a good job, and I really, really don't know what we'd have done without her. So
you just figured it out.
Y'all please, when y'all see her, thank her for what we do and what she does, and I think it's gonna turn out pretty cool at the end. I think there's a lot of races going on. I mean, I was got to looking at that spreadsheet earlier. And just thinking about each one of them lines being a different race, we've raced across the country, and that's big. You know what I mean? We've done something. You know, that's something new. And
some races have had upwards of almost 30 racers for a single race. And some, the smaller areas definitely aren't going to get that. Like we usually average anywhere from 8 to 10 at our races, but we're a smaller area. You think Topeka is big? We literally have to drive an hour and a half to 2 hours to get to a race for a local race. So Topeka doesn't have local races. We tried, it failed. We go somewhere else. But if you're having a problem, Mike Zippy said he can't get a spot. Have you guys tried potentially reaching out to like the administration office for some of your local public schools and seeing if you can race on their parking lots? Maybe churches are usually really good about it.
Or just your city, reach out to your city, officials and ask them, hey, how can we rent a street? Like Richie said, close down a street, rent it out, get the proper insurance, and
and insurance isn't that super expensive. Charge.
Bye.
Hi.
No.
What'd you do?
The cat walked across the keyboard.
I think I gotta just put your picture back on. But I tell you another thing though that you can do too, and it's just because I'm in that niche. But y'all go to y'all state, state highways and all that stuff, and ask them about old roads, closed roads. You'll be amazed of roads that are in the woods or where there used to be roads that are still there. You know what I mean? So just ask them to see. There's a lot of dead roads out there that sometimes are people's driveways. And so, just ask them. They got a whole list of everything about that's in that area. And like I said, if it's state, it's state. I mean, so if it's dead, it's a state park pretty much. If they allow anybody to walk on it, it's able for you to go on it, state on.
Right. Yeah, try local parks. That's really good.
Well, as long as it's got enough parking lots.
With your city, don't just go with like private entities and things like that. Because sometimes businesses are tough.
Mike, you mentioned that you have to have a monster truck due to the potholes or the holes in the surface and stuff. I've seen the talk where shutdown is an issue, and I don't see why you can't have a 66-foot race if that's what you can hold. And honestly, I will tell anybody, if you can't get down on the first 66 feet, there's no reason to go 132. So, I really think 66-foot racing could be a big thing. Frank Ulbrich just went 0.9 in 66 foot. That is unheard of. I tell everybody, get your 66 foot down to like 0.4 or 1.4 or 1.3, and then work on your 132 foot tune. And then Frank goes and blows it out of the water at 0.9 66. So I don't see why you couldn't just do 66 foot racing. I think that would be an option if that's all you can get.
We just need a winner. That's all we need. We need to know, whatever length that you can find that's available to you that has a decent surface for at least that, and then a little bit of shutdown. Figure your points the way that that you do for
whatever. Yeah, and the way that this,
as long as you have something to say, okay, you won this, you lost this. And
that's kind of why we built it like we did, because everybody's got their own area to get into it, and it's just like a big race. You run the way that you run in your areas. You tell us pretty much who the top 5 is. As long as everybody's paid their part and they did that championship, they come in. You know what I mean? So, but also tell them about like Hawaii, how they're doing theirs.
Hawaii is actually really interesting, and I was super confused when I was originally getting the dates from Tatum, because he only sent me 2 dates, and I was like, well, was I not like super clear when I said like it's 6 races? He goes, no, you were clear. He goes, we'll run a minimum of, is that coconut chapstick? That is my app.
And it's good. I got sponsored today.
I have 6 tubes of that, by the way. They are actually running 3 races a date. So they will run out 3 races, no matter how many drivers they have. They run out 3 races every night. And they've got 1 date now. They had 1 date in, I believe, August is their next date. I don't remember off the top of my head. And then they have a rain date planned, or a weather date, just in case one of those days falls through. So it was really super cool that, those guys, when it's a race day, they literally race past sundown. So it's a non-issue for them to do that. But that's pretty freaking cool. I like the way that Hawaii does it, because they knew that they couldn't get everybody together or get a location, maybe. I don't know the specifics of it all, for 6 separate dates. So they just threw it all into 2.
Yep, I think that's awesome too. Like I said, they're gonna make sure they got it in there, but yeah, any way you can get in there. Main thing of the whole series was to get people united together. I guess pretty much united, and bring them together and make a group where we can all get together and talk and do what we're doing. I mean, getting together and having this, and then we're actually going to have a party at the end. Somebody's going to win some cash at the end, but rather than that, we're going to have a party at the end and have a good time and meet everybody that done this. And it's just amazing to me. It started off with Cal Christie. Cal Christie contacted me about live streaming his event, and he told me about how he was doing his point series. And I got a phone with him, and I talked about it for a little bit, and I was like, why can't we do that nationwide? So I called him back up. I said, man, if you don't care, I'm going to steal your idea, but, kind of go across the country with it. And I'd be down if it didn't halfway work. You know what I mean? So,
it better turn out than I thought we would the first year.
Yeah. Well, we knew we were going to have some struggles. We knew we were going to have some struggles. We built
Spectators are welcome.
Yes, definitely. And
spectators.
It's just going to be a good time. You know what I mean? We're going to have a good time. And I enjoy all the teamwork that we've got. We've had a lot of people work together. I know Rachel and Barry have spent hours and hours and hours and hours on the phone I've added, 2 videos one time when y'all were on the phone talking about points and stuff one time. Tell you how long it is.
We had a Paul Peterson conversation one day. We were actually on the phone for 5 hours.
Paul's going, damn, that's a long time.
That beats my record.
We were on the phone for 5 hours one time. We usually average when we're doing NPRC work, the racing series work, we usually average like 2 or 3 hours sometimes, depending on what all we got to get done. That day we just had a lot because it was towards the beginning. So we do. And the guys, the rest of the crew and the board that put in work, we all have our different strengths and different sets of skills and knowledge and things like that. And we've all kind of come together and with the help of the local hosts, couldn't do it without them and their local racers. What this is or becomes or doesn't become, you know what I mean, is literally because we all worked together and did everything that we could do.
Yeah. And like I said, it truly, it did what we wanted to do. When I first brought it to y'all, I told y'all that I wanted to make something happen, but I didn't want it for me. I wanted it for the racers, and everybody could create their own thing by the time it's over with. And I think we pretty much got something started. It just depends on if people want to keep going with it or not. You know what I mean? And,
and the way in which you and Val did this, you came up with the concept, but once the concept was out there and the board, so you had like your initial group of people, which you and I could just kind of talk to the background about ideas and stuff. And then you added me to that group, and there was a good couple of handfuls of people in there. And then we narrowed it down to the actual board that we have now. Like the way that it's progressed and the fact that you guys are like, hey, guess what? I'm here just to say, hey, we need to do this. Or what do you think about that? And bring ideas. But the rest of it is you tell me what we're doing and we will make it happen. It was reflecting in my eye. That hurt. Sorry, he had a laser pointer. But the way that you guys just kind of handed it off, I don't know if I could have taken, one of my children and just, because that's the way I see this, is like you took your baby and you put it up for adoption to the rest of us. And we have an open adoption with you so you could kind of see and be involved. But in reality, it's the rest of us, and you're just there to just kind of be our umbrella and say, I'm going to make sure you get where you need to go, but you have to put in the effort to get there.
I got your back, but I don't want to make the decisions.
Right. And we don't make decisions on our own. None of us do. None of the.
Well, that was one of my biggest things is I've always been a team player, and I'm truly. Now, when it comes down to the time for me to go, that's kind of like last night. What was the other night? We had our meeting, and I told everybody, I said, we're on the same page. Everybody agrees with what we got because I'm going with it. I'm ready to run with it, and that's what I do. Now, when I run.
Yeah, when we tell you, hey, or like we've all voted on it or whatever, and we said, yeah, we're all good, because everything's done by a vote, and it has to be a majority rule. If not unanimous on some things, or it doesn't happen. And so it's not up to just one person. But when we finally come up with our decision and it's met the standard of the way that we vote, then you guys just kind of take off. And it's fantastic to watch, what you guys do with the decisions that we make, And so I just want everybody to know that it's not, yes, it was your baby, it was your idea, but you literally just handed it over to the group of us, and we've just kind of all come together. And then you're like, at the end of it, instead of being its original birth parents, you're like, I'm your grandparents and I'm going to spoil you rotten and share you with the world, So you just kind of take both sides. You're watching us raise your baby.
There you go.
Yeah. And we enjoyed it. We had a good time. And that's one of the things that I've always wanted people to understand is we do this, and I'm a firm believer is this is not a business for me. One day I probably will get back into the racing RCs or doing something, But when the passion dies, I don't want the stuff that I've done to die. You know what I'm saying? I want somebody with a passion to be able to grab it and go. That's with the channel. That's with anything and everything we got going. If it's motion, it needs to stay in motion.
Yeah, and it doesn't necessarily have to be somebody that's on the board right now.
Yeah.
If there's somebody out there that has a serious passion for it and wants to be involved, you know, next year we're talking about it, but we don't know that for sure it's going to happen. It'll all determine on how well things happen throughout the rest of this year. He's playing with Zippy said, "Are we boring you?" He has a.
He's done found a laser. He's like a cat now.
He's gonna start falling at it.
Sean is actually currently playing with your best friend. I have a Gigantor cat that's like 15
pounds. I knew he was a cat.
So, come on, Gigantor. This is Mr. Bean.
Mike Zippy says, "Put that laser pointer down."
Yeah. This is Mr. Bean.
He's huge.
You know, boy. But if you're out there and you're watching this or you're participating in the series and stuff and you want to be involved on a bigger level, reach out to us. You know,
we definitely figured out that it takes a lot of work. I mean, to do it again, if we could go bigger, it would be great. But the main thing is we've got to have more people into it. We got to have more Rachels and more Valeries and more everybody because Rachel needs sleep. You know.
Desperately. I desperately need some sleep. But
we got a better handle on it than we did because when it first started, when the numbers started coming in, and everybody was kind of wondering why we said April to quit you had the chance to come in until April 1st. And see, once the numbers come in, everybody started understanding why I thought that was a good idea because you didn't want people to start still coming in as the numbers start coming in because man, you ain't never seen so many numbers and papers and figuring out if they're right or what they did. It's a big deal, but it was fun. So, and we still got a long way to go. So, you said we're at 2,320. What are we at right now?
We're at
29?
We're real close to 2,100. Give me a second and I can pull it up. I just don't want to pull it up on my laptop because that would be dumb because we're streaming off of my laptop.
And what we're talking about, y'all, is that's the pot. What the pot is right now for Clash of the Titans. And that's like I said, the Clash of the Titans to be in it is the top 5 of each area for their series will get a coin from us, and they get to come to the Clash of the Titans race, the race for the money. There's no buy-ins and there's no track fees. You just come and you race.
Yes, Paul always noticed.
What?
That was just Paul and Mike commenting right now.
Oh, sorry. It is our current pot, as of all of the points that I have received up to today, is at $2,980.
So and we're not really we're almost halfway.
I'm looking. I have my lovely spreadsheet on my phone.
Mike Zippy says it's okay. We're special.
11 of
Florida only had one race.
11 of sorry, what?
Go.
Yes,
you do. Florida only had one race.
So we do have several locations that have had to delay due to weather. So they're still a ways out. But I do have one location that has run their 4th race. And then I believe it was 11 of 19 of the 19 that we have in there currently have all run their 3rd race. So
it's looking like 100 racers if when Hawaii does it, or 95. What is it?
I don't know yet.
But, I mean, that's where we're roundabout, somewhere around 100. I think that's what it was.
Somewhere around there. We're averaging the average. Obviously, like I said, we have some races that have upwards of almost 30 that show up, and then we have like the smaller towns who definitely are not that lucky. We're averaging about 12 racers across the 19. So if you took all of the racers because I have the way that I do the spreadsheet is I count each individual racer for each location and then take all of that and average it out based on the number of races. And we're averaging about 12 racers per race. So, that's not terrible. Not terrible at all. So I'm looking, if you keep that math in your head, I would be surprised if we don't hit, 7,000-8,000. And we, like I said, we have some that have been rained out that are still sitting at race 1, and we're still at almost $3,000.
And that's pretty good for a first year trying to figure out, and getting everything going. Just think what it could have been if everybody got on the page and understood what was going on. I mean, it could have been $100,000. I mean, it could have been ungodly.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Mike, even if your race only consists of 2 people, it is still a race.
Yep. And guess what? Y'all both going to the thing.
Yep.
You just have to submit points for each round. So somebody's going to have 2 points and somebody's going to have 3.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest things. Is if you got in before April and you threw the race and only 2 people show up at your races, that's the rules. I can't. You might have 100 people at one place and 2 at the other, but I can't help that. The rules are we're going to go until what we decide on King of the Streets. When King of the Streets came was the stopping point. And it just,
now, I will give you guys a little bit of insight, and Zibby, this might or might not help you. So obviously, Shauna and I run the Kansas series. Topeka, we don't race in Topeka. I've already told you that. So what we have done is we have a crew in Wichita, which is like 2 hours away, that we will race with occasionally. But they're too close to us to have their own series. So we traveled to them for 2 of our races. And we held 2 races in Wichita. We will be having 2 races in Lawrence, which is a half an hour from us. And that's a very green track, never been raced on. It's actually a new facility where Sean has started working about a year ago. So it's super green. Then we're also doing 2 races at where we typically race at in Lenexa, which is another hour and a half away from where we live. So we have migrated our location and not necessarily stayed central to us to give more people an opportunity and to give us different services to race on.
Yeah. Well, like Texas, didn't they do like a different track on every race?
They've done, I believe so. I believe that's how it all worked for them too. So it makes it tough, but we do what we do. And we have clubs that the local clubs to those areas have been very easy to work with, because essentially what happens is I just show up and I handle all the registration and bracketing for the entire day, because they do like the regular cash days and stuff. And I'm there to volunteer to work for them, so that your race directors, should they choose to, they are more than welcome to get up and go race, and I'll run their timing systems and their brackets and registration and all of that stuff for them. And in turn, I get to run my series.
Yeah. And if anybody on here knows how to build an app, if we decide to do this next year, we would sure like to have an app that could make the races where it breaks down the races, and you could do all that stuff. When you got done, you hit submit, and it goes straight to the database. Wouldn't that be awesome?
It would put me out of work, and I would be okay with that.
Well, you have to make sure that went in there and count the numbers, be like the Jetsons. You remember how you used to hit that red button? But that's all I got for tonight, y'all. So I just wanted to get this out there.
Kid, you got anything else?
No, I'm good. I just I'd like to thank all my SoFlo sponsors, but I don't right now. So, and I know if I forget one, it'll be worse. So I decided, I think I'm just not going to put out a post next week to thanking all the ones that are currently we've signed, and still working on that big title sponsor. And,
we are too.
Got something going on that. If it comes in, but man, it's looking real. This race is going to be really nice. If anybody who's into the race but it doesn't want to race or just wants to come watch, and I can put you to work and put some green in your pocket, and you get a T-shirt. So people to help us out with this race this year, and it won't. It could say or that, but yeah, we'll have you a SoFlo crew shirt. You'll get your, I mean, of them. Not very many people have them, but it'll be a SoFlo crew shirt, and at least have a couple $100 in your pocket to raise to help us out.
And a big thank you for helping us go through it, getting through it. So
Yeah.
So
and
like I said,
I just want to say thank you to everybody.
Just a reminder, you guys have just a hair under 3 hours if you have not yet registered for redemption to get your free event shirt.
Pre-register with
Pre-register for your free event shirt.
So right after this, everybody needs to get registered for redemption.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
yeah. Even you, Val.
These are the 3 races that need to make points to be there because they're going to be fun all the way around.
Yep.
Yeah, that's our goal is fun.
Right.
Yeah, okay, there's some money on the line.
But there's only a couple people going to get that. All of us can have a good time after hours and do what we're going to do and enjoy the time. That's right. So.
Exactly. I'm hoping to not be tied to a table or a building the entire time this year. Maybe there were so many people that came to redemption last year that I saw for 2 seconds to take their money. And I'll see them at other races. They're like, oh, yeah, it was so fun. And I was like, I'm glad you had a blast. I never left my building. For 2 seconds. I know your face. I have no idea what your name is. And I'm really sorry. You know, when you see almost 200 people, that's what happens.
But you're the only one that ever sold. You're the first one to ever sell a Webb RC t-shirt, though.
Right.
I'll probably. Yeah. It is what it is. That's what it is.
Jen, we can do that.
What's that?
Yeah.
Jen margarita in the web booth.
So
Jen can buy a pit spot and set up a margarita booth. You just can't sell it
in the Webb's booth.
Yeah, you just can't sell margaritas. You can give them away.
Red color cups.
I was say we don't really sell nothing, do we?
No,
So
don't sell.
we're good with that.
Give it away.
Give it away. Okay. Yeah. Does anybody else got anything? I just wanted to thank
our sponsors.
Yeah. We've got our sponsors for redemption. We have Castle, obviously. RC Speed Secrets and 5-Star Hobbies have taken 2 of our 4 lanes. Webb RC is one of our sponsors. Shark is one of our sponsors. Bob's Bodies is a sponsor for us. Got Launch has put in some money for some winning ETs. We've got Deep South, super, super helpful. Those guys are sponsors as well as that is also who built our website. I'm trying to think. We have some others that are interested.
Dirty South.
Dirty South is also a sponsor. I apologize if I've forgotten you. I've been up since like 4 o'clock this morning, 3:30 this morning. Yeah, I did got Launch. I
think that's it for right now. I know there's several sponsors waiting to pull the trigger, but yeah.
Right. Yeah. So if you're interested and you haven't heard from us, that's because I don't have your contact information or I have the incorrect contact information because it's something that I used last year and it's not valid this year. So definitely reach out. We've still got time. We've still got 2 lanes and 2 titles available. So the main title and then the Fast 16 title. So those are still available and we do have smaller ones as well. So reach out.
This is SoFlo right here. This is what we got. I know he's got a couple more versus now, but this is what he's got. For SoFlo
right now. Secret TJC chassis are our lane sponsors. They're going to be they're sponsoring our practice track. We B&M, they came on board. We have Amen Hobbies. They came on board. We have Clay Motorsports, Got Launch. Who else am I forgetting? I've tried, and I know this one's going to have forgetting anybody.
Shark. Shark is on for SoFlo. Is what Paul's saying. By the way, you also reminded me BBM is also helping us out with our trees this year too. So big thank you to them.
Bodies will be there. They're helping us out. Yep. I can't. I knew this if I started. I would. If I didn't have it in front of me, I was going to screw it up. But to thank everybody so far that's helped me. And should put a great show on. So, but anyway, let's call this thing a wrap. Hours. I can see the clock.
All right, well, let me come out mine real quick, and I'm gonna then we'll get off of here. Okay, I'm gonna for Clash of Titans. I just want to show there. I'm gonna let Valerie speak out the titles and everything and what they are. This is the race. This is Clash of Titans. Y'all check it out. It's gonna be in Okeechobee,
Florida.
We have a gold sponsor.
CJC Chassis.
Let's see.
Frank Greer's A to Z. Papa Bear 3D. Max Custom Inc. Shark Body. Frank Greer.
Again?
Yep.
Again.
Yeah, he
Luke's
did.
Hobby. Team GFRP. Luke's Hobby.
Again?
You busy. Scott Launch. BBN.
He's a lane sponsor too.
And RC Speed Cigarette.
Who's this one?
5-7 Design.
Thank y'all for all those sponsors, and like I said, these three right here, they just need to go ahead and just sponsor all of us at one time and just let it make it easier on us. So when we have our races every year, we can have the same ones. Just say like, okay, we'll see you next year. Thank you. But thank y'all for watching. Thank everybody for y'all's help, and man, y'all support the hobby and support the people that help grow this hobby. So we'll see y'all at a race very soon, right?
Yep.
All right, y'all. Y'all
Bye,
good night.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye, y'all. Bye.
Bye-bye.
I forgot where the button's at, y'all.
You want me to push the button?
I got it. Bye.